So East versus West 13 results of all of the super matches. If you want to know Artem Morozov versus VITALY result, that will be covered towards the next part of this video. First match, a left arm super match at 85 kilos I believe, between Artem TERENENKO and Toms ROZITS from Latvia. Toms, who placed second at the recent European Championships, proved to be way too much for Artem. He flash pinned him with a top roll in a couple of rounds. He even hooked him and beat him in the final round. Well, the flash pin was only there in one round, but the match was complete one-sided domination from the Latvian. Then the second match was a women's match, around 60 kilos division. It was between Karolina Pettersson from Sweden and Olga from Russia. Olga was a Russian national champion in this year, but she did not have enough power to stop the top roll of the Swedish lady. One round was an absolute war. It was more than a minute long, where Olga was able to stop Carolina with a flop press, but that was not enough. Carolina got the job done in that round and in the next round as well. But that was a really cool match, one of the best rounds that you are ever going to see in female arm wrestling. A complete war, top roll versus flop press. Third match was Zurab TAVBARIDZE versus Petro MARHARINT. Complete beginner style arm wrestling from Zurab TAVBARIDZE. Just like at the beginners, three times he tried to stop the pronation with finger containment, and it was never working. Petro was just pinning him with a top roll just like a child, and I don't know why Zurab didn't try to slip in a flop press way. Maybe because he broke his arm 1.5 years ago, and he was not confident enough to even try to get into a flop press for a brief moment. But that was not a good performance from Zurab. He was arm wrestling like I would do if I were given an opportunity at East versus West, trying to hold on to your opponent just with the fingers and getting destroyed 3 times in a row. Then WAWRZYNSKI versus Vladimir Myrov. I expected this match to be a lot closer than what it was, but Vladimir Myrov dominated Adam WAWRZYNSKI 3 times in a hook. In the end, towards the end, Adam WAWRZYNSKI even tried to King's move to open up the wrist of Myrov, but even that was not sufficient. Vladimir Myrov proved to be way too much. And initially thinking maybe we saw Bojidar losing to WAWRZYNSKI, and we thought that maybe Myrov and Bojidar can be at a similar level, but no, it was not the case. There was a level gap between these two. Not a huge gap, but still there was a gap. It looked like if WAWRZYNSKI was 5% stronger, then maybe he could have won this match, but not without that strength. So 3-0. Chan Shaw versus Ibrahim Sagov. Chan Shaw cannot be hooked, they say, but he was hooked by Sagov about 2-3 times in this match. The first round was a great getting behind the shoulder hook and then pressing Chance down. Second round was the same. He curled Chance in, got behind his shoulder, pressed him down. And in the third round, he didn't even bother trying to hook. He kind of almost intentionally went into a flop press and just flop pressed Chance Shaw down to the pad. Before that, he was hooked by Chance in the third round. He was hooked by Sagov. Chance lifted his elbow that much, got a restart. Then in the final round, Sagov just flash pinned him, almost flash pinned him with a flop press. So total versatility. He said that he cannot be stopped in the 115 kg division. Then we had another women's match, AYENE TAKENAKA, who really impressed against the Bulgarian, and she got a couple of pins over DMITRINA, who was a champion of a heavier weight category than AYENE. AYENE was stepping up in weight. She was 58 kilos and the Bulgarian woman was slightly over 60, I guess, and still AYENE got the job done in a couple of rounds, one with a top roll and one with kind of a high hook. Even if DMITRINA was able to set a hook, still AYENE was able to get a pin over her. So that match ended in a score of, because it was a title match, it was best of 7, 4-2 for DMITRINA. After that, DMITRINA started setting the hook. There were some controversial calls which could have been called a pin for the Japanese arm wrestler, because DMITRINA was slipping like that and she was being contained by AYENE, and it was almost a pin, but then the pin was given in center table, so it was a restart, and finally it was all over. So even if that pin was in favor of the Japanese arm wrestler AYENE, still she wouldn't have won this super match because the score was 4-2 towards the end. Maybe in a best of 5 she could have done something, but no, before that there was no chance. BETKILI ONIANI completely stonewalled Artem TAYNOV in that left arm 95 kg world title match, and there was nothing that Artem TAYNOV could have done about that. It was a complete domination. and then he started showing some top roll ability as well. So overall a dominant performance. The rounds did not end extremely quickly, but it was a one-sided match for sure. The women's match, Barbora BAJCIOVA versus EGLE VAITKUTE. Too much top roll, too much dominance from the Slovakian Barbora. She is literally the Levan of arm wrestling, and unfortunately for Barbora, I don't think she's going to get another super match at East versus West anytime soon. Engin has already convinced Irina Makieva to be back in arm wrestling, and he has already announced that that is going to be Barbora's next opponent. But a woman who quit arm wrestling for a decade, or maybe a little bit less than that, how much time does she need to make a comeback at this level? So I don't think Barbora is getting another match just because she's so much dominant. PROCOPCIUC versus Bojidar 75 kg left arm world title match. Complete domination. It was like a slaughtering of a helpless animal. Daniel PROCOPCIUC just tortured Bojidar Shimenov's joints, and there was nothing that Bojidar could have done in this super match. He was hooked, he was top rolled, and he was completely dominated. Then the next match was between Todzilla and Krasimir Kostadinov. Todd Hutchings proved why he is still the hook king. He lost one match against Dadikian, but that did not mean much if we considered this super match, which was a complete 3-0 domination inside a hook against Krasimir Kostadinov. And unfortunately, a 10-year-old plan, 10-year-long dream of Krasi to defeat this old man from North America, from USA, it ended. He was not able to get it done, and unfortunately he will never be able to get it done now. Irakli Zerekashvili with complete top roll domination over Evgeny Prudnik. That was surprising. I'm not sure how many people expected that kind of domination from Irakli over Evgeny Prudnik. I mean, Devon Larratt did not defeat Evgeny so easily as Irakli did. Many people expected him to win, but I don't think anyone expected him to completely destroy Evgeny Prudnik just like that. The Ukrainian couldn't do anything. Travis Bagent also couldn't do anything against the Ukrainian Sergey Kalinichenko. 3 pins without the straps, finger containment, totally contained not only Travis Bagent's hit, not only his pronation, not only his side pressure, but also his shoulders not being squared, him moving in the referee's grip. Sergey Kalinichenko's fingers were strong enough to deal with literally everything. 3-0 for Travis. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see Travis as well on the right arm anytime soon. Oleg Petrenko dominated David Dadikian 4-0 to become the new East versus West 105 kg world champion. Now that was impressive. I was not sure how Petrenko lost so easy to John. I was not sure how he defeated Ongarbayev so easily, and now I'm not sure how he destroyed Dadikian like that so easily. Oleg Petrenko is a different level character. 4 quick top roll victories, nothing that Dadikian could have done to save that match, to save the title. Maybe only Devon Larratt is next for Oleg Petrenko. Other than him, then there's nothing. Then match of the night, Sasho Andreev versus David Samushia. That was an absolute back and forth war. First round was won by Sasho in a hook. Second round, Samushia gassed him out and beat him in a hook. Third round, Sasho realized that hook is not going to work. He top rolled Samushia to the pad after some struggle. 2-1 Sasho. Then Samushia realized that he can actually flop press him. So after having his wrist taken, Samushia flop pressed Sasho. Sasho went into a hook towards the end of the match. Still lost there as well. Fourth round, I think Samushia won once again with a flop press this time too, or maybe a couple of fouls, but he was about to win anyways. So a couple of fouls on Sasho and the score was 2-2. Then in the fifth round, Sasho was beaten by Samushia one more time. I think this time also with a flop press. And then Sasho somehow made a comeback. I think he made the score. Nope, he didn't. The score was in fact only 2 wins for Sasho Andreev, and then Samushia got the job done 4 pins to 2, and he defended the title for the 8th night championship win. Artem Morozov versus VITALY Lalitin. I kind of messed up the previous result, but I've recorded a separate video for that, so never mind. Complete domination from VITALY in this super heavyweight right arm match. Artem couldn't stop the match even for a second. Flop, fast flash pin press, flash pin, not a press. Top roll wins, and in the third round, he didn't even need the strap. Are you kidding me? Vitaly does not even need the strap to pin Artem Morozov. This is one of the easiest matches that Vitaly has won on the right arm, and I'm afraid for Morozov that if he's still the champion while Vitaly is getting that left arm opportunity, he's going to do that on the left arm too. So that was your recap. Thank you for watching. Like the video and subscribe.